simple storytelling means for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let TDC Financial Services help you go for your goals. Whether you're thinking of taking that grand vacation, down payment on a house, higher education, TDC Financial Services has various plans that will allow you to go for your goals. Choose from the Accumulator Plus, Investment Starter Plan, and Fixed Deposit. Ready to go for your goals? Visit us at TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
Good morning to all of our radio listeners. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. My name is Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and it is always a pleasure to be here with you to share updates, information, activities, anything that we can to help to support our students, our young people here on the island of Nevis, and by extension, of course, the persons in the diaspora, persons within the Federation region who support and follow our students and young people here on Nevis. It was indeed an eventful week for us at the department and within our schools, and we continue to support various activities. And so this past week, as I said, it was a very packed week. On Monday, unfortunately, we did not have our regularly scheduled sessions. We had some inclement weather and some damage to some of the roads and walkways, so we were not able to proceed with school on Monday as regularly scheduled, at least not physically. A number of our schools were able to, though, interact, our teachers were able to interact with students at some point during the day virtually, as we continue to build a robust virtual school or virtual system for our students that we can utilize at any point. We thank our parents, and we especially thank and commend our teachers who were able to make that transition on Monday. This is a work in progress, and so we know that there, and as I said previously, that there are some gaps, and as we move forward, we will be able to fill those gaps. But as I said previously, thank you to the students, the teachers, the school leaders, and of course the team at the department for facilitating and for ensuring that those interactions were possible on Monday. And as we proceeded throughout the week, we had a very packed day very packed week actually, because last week we observed the Department of Youth's Anti-Bullying Day, and all of our schools were able to participate, and some of them were able to go above and beyond, making sure that the students understood that bullying would not be allowed and would not be appreciated, and that is something that should not obtain. And so we'll talk a bit more about that, because the day itself was observed on Thursday. Before that, though, on Wednesday we saw the continuation of the autism workshops, UNICEF-sponsored autism workshops, and on Wednesday we focused on our primary school teachers, and we had an early release day for primary schools. The workshop is very significant, it's very important, because we have a large number of students, relatively large number of students, who have been identified as and diagnosed with autism, and those students need the support in their classrooms to be successful, and of course their teachers also need some support in relation to how to ensure student success as we strive to bring about education for all, and really giving our students the tools that they need, and providing them with the experiences that they need to be able to navigate their world. The students with neurodiverse needs, including autism, are no exception. And so that took place on Wednesday. On Wednesday, we also had the launch of the Student Ambassadors Program. The Student Ambassadors Program is a program which allows our students throughout our schools, secondary schools, and we had representation from the Charlestown Secondary School as well as the Gingerland Secondary School, and the students were able to really get a general idea of the Student Ambassadors Program, what it has to offer, as well as some of the activities that will come into play. The students were also able to have some interactions, and they participated in a mini workshop. It was very interactive, and as we work towards building those skills in our students, we hope to see more and more opportunities for them to be ambassadors for their schools, for ambassadors for this island and the Federation in the future. So the Student Ambassadors Program is built on several pillars, and the pillars help to facilitate their growth in some of the areas that we identified at the department, which would help to make them holistically developed students and individuals. And so it is built on a 6-pillar structure, and within the 6 pillars, the focus areas are leadership, pride and patriotism, health and wellness, environment, community service, and volunteerism and fundraising. And so the students and their school teams can accrue points through this program, and at the end of it, they can be recognized if they were able to accrue points in all 6 pillars, or if they were able to accrue points in individual pillars. For example, we may have the most outstanding leadership award or the most outstanding health and wellness, while we may also have those schools being outstanding because they were able to create and to engage in activities in all of the areas. So it is prudent to set a model for the characteristics or qualities of good leaders. Some of our students within our secondary schools, sometimes we know this is a reality, they do not necessarily see a proper model, and sometimes their peers pressure them into doing things which are not appropriate, not age appropriate, not appropriate for the behavioral expectations. And so the Student Ambassadors Program will set a framework, or sets a framework, so that the students can aim to be positive influencers. And parents, students, we know that our students are not perfect. We do not have an expectation of perfection, but it helps to set that framework so that they have an idea of what some of the expectations may be. We'll take a short break. When we come back, I'll talk to you about some of the benefits of the Student Ambassadors Program, and then I'll finish out sharing with you some of the activities we had during the course of last week.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughn Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa. Let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners or viewers via One Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel. I am Zahnela Claxton from the Department of Education, and it is indeed a pleasure for me to be here with you today. It is a rainy Saturday here on Nevis. It has been a bit rainy for the last few days, and we expect for some rainfall and some evidence of thunderstorms throughout the weekend, but we are still chipping away. We're still ensuring that our students have the information that they need, and that we're giving credit and credence to what is being done as well in the system. Just before the break, I started talking about the Student Ambassadors Program, SAP, which was launched on Wednesday by the Department of Education, and we saw students, as I said before, from the Gingerland Secondary School and the Charlestown Secondary School participating. The areas of focus for this program are leadership, pride and patriotism, health and wellness, environment, community service and volunteerism, and fundraising. And so at the end of the students will be able to engage in leadership training, etiquette, for example, etiquette training, public speaking sessions. They will have their opportunities to read at various schools. They'll have other community service activities. They will have character building sessions, and they will be able to have certain benefits. For example, those who complete the program and actively participate will receive a letter of recommendation, which can be used or can be given to their if they decide to apply for a job, it can be given to their prospective employer, or if they are applying for college scholarships or any awards, they can use them as evidence of the work that they have done. The students, upon graduating, will receive their honor stole, so they'll get a special honor cord, which indicates that they are a student ambassador. As well as I said to the students on Wednesday, it is an opportunity to network. The room may be filled with the future leaders and movers and shakers of Nevis, and it's an opportunity for them to start networking even now, so that they can positively influence each other and, of course, be part of that greater network that they will probably need in the coming years. And so the students were able to meet new persons. When they arrived, all of the tables had a mixture of persons, so there were persons they did not know, and there were persons they knew from school or from other engagements. And throughout the afternoon, they had opportunities to meet and greet and get to know each other and get to know more about each other, while, as I said, learning about the benefits of the Student Ambassadors Program. The Student Ambassadors Program is a program that can greatly benefit our students, and it prepares them for the next round, especially if they're interested in leadership, or if not, if they just want to make a positive contribution to their community. We know that even as no matter what our role, we are humans, and so mistakes will be made, and we want to encourage students to really navigate and bounce back when anything goes wrong, that they can improve throughout, and that is what growth entails. And so we commend, we have some 60 students enrolled in the Student Ambassadors Program currently, and we hope that as it continues to grow, that we would see the impact of their presence throughout our schools and their communities. So there will be opportunities for island-wide and department-led activities, but the schools and the students themselves will also have activities within their school structure, so that they can make an impact there as well. So I want to say thank you to Mrs. Tamisia Lestrade, who leads this project, and who also organized that initial ceremony to take place, and the initial engagement, and we look forward to the additional engagements with the students going forward. We also know that on Wednesday we had our football, we had some football games going. We had a few games happening on Wednesday. We actually had 3 happening on Wednesday, and once again, the students came out. They performed exceptionally well, and we continue to commend the students for their hard work. We commend their coaches and their parents and the entire support system for all that they have done to really keep our students grounded and ready to go. So we had, on Wednesday, we saw play a game between EPPS and St. James Primary, and the final score was 1-0 in favor of EPPS. The player of the game was Ranveer Singh. Ranveer Singh was the player of the game, and he is a student at the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School. We also saw Charlestown Primary versus VOJN. That game, there was a draw for that game. The player of the game was Zahnela France of VOJN. And so we want to commend Zahnela France and, of course, the two teams. So that game was, there was a draw for that game. And then we had St. Thomas's Primary versus Maud Cross Prep. The score 4-1 in favor of St. Thomas's Primary. And the player of the game was Eliab Dickinson of the St. Thomas's Primary School. So our students did very, very well, and they were able to show that they have been practicing, and we know our students generally try to attend the various camps, and so we can't overlook, in addition to our coaches in school, we also know that the students have persons who support them, and they attend the various camps and development activities within their communities, and so they are well rounded in the area. And so the next football game will be on Wednesday, November 1st. We'll see at 3 p.m. St. Thomas's Primary versus Ivor Walters Primary. Also at 3 p.m. Joycelyn Library Primary versus Nevis Academy. At 4 p.m. we'll see VOJN versus Maud Cross Prep. On Friday, November 3rd, we'll see Maud Cross Prep versus Charlestown Primary, and JLPS versus EPPS, both happening at 3 p.m. At 4 p.m. we'll see Ivor Walters versus VOJN. On the 6th, we'll see Ivor Walters versus Charlestown Primary and Nevis Academy versus St. James Primary, both happening at 3 p.m. On the 8th, Wednesday, November 8th, we have Maud Cross Prep versus Ivor Walters at 3 p.m. and Charlestown Primary versus St. Thomas's Primary at 3 p.m. The semi-final match will be on the 11th, and those two matches on the 8th, were rescheduled because of the inclement weather related to Hurricane Tammy. We did not have those matches, so those were rescheduled. We have on the 11th of November at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. we'll have two semi-final matches, and then 1 week later on the 18th of November at 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. we'll have the third place game finals for those teams, and we don't know who will make it to the semi-finals, and we definitely don't know who will make it to the finals, so we are looking forward to that information as it comes along. Before I transition, of course, we know that we did not have our regularly scheduled show last week, so this week we will transition into the ECCB's Children Connection program, but I want to once again highlight and commend the schools for the activities related to bullying awareness. I know that everyone had a bullying awareness assembly on Thursday, but I want to single out the Ivor Walters Primary School. The Ivor Walters Primary School had a week of activities observing Bullying Awareness Day, and they have been leading the charge in many respects in ensuring that we have a high level of awareness for bullying awareness and what it means to be kind and be friendly and courteous to all. And so there was an assembly on Tuesday. They also had their parents' night out on Wednesday, and that was deemed a a success. There was a panel discussion and engagement around bullying, and on Thursday, they had a bullying awareness rally and motorcade, and so they went around the island and they stopped at each school and spent some time with each school. I also saw some schools had chant competitions, other activities happening, and of course all of them had a presenter or a speaker assigned from the Department of Youth. So commendations to the Department of Youth for the initiative. And while I'm speaking of the Department of Youth, I want to take this opportunity as well to congratulate the Director of the Department of Youth, Miss Curtis, Curtis Clark, because I'm going to add something there. She was able to officially receive her doctorate degree yesterday, and so she is now Dr. Curtis Clark, and so congratulations on behalf of all of us, Dr. Clark, and we wish you nothing but success in all of your future endeavors. And as we continue, please remember, parents, that we are currently on a midterm break. The midterm break is a federally scheduled break, and it was shared with you at the beginning of the school year, so it is a calendared activity. The midterm break started on Friday, so we did not have regularly scheduled sessions on Friday, and the break continues to Monday, and so classes will resume on Tuesday. So I know the students probably looking forward to that extra day of rest and sleep, but I want to remind you that whenever you get some downtime, don't forget your schoolwork. So make sure you get all of your homework done. You can't tell the teacher that the dog ate your homework or that your homework got wet because of the storm. So please make sure those excuses are not going to fly. So please make sure that you have your assignments completed by Monday night, so that on Tuesday you're ready to hand everything in and your brain is rested and ready to go to finish out the school term. The school term comes to an end, and we do not have any other scheduled breaks, and so the school term will continue, and our students will go until December 6th, and our teachers will go until December 8th. Parents, you will get the information as it relates to parent-teacher conferences and other activities happening. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will transition into the ECCB's Children's Connection program.
Let TDC Financial Services help you go for your goals. Whether you're thinking of taking that grand vacation, down payment on a house, higher education, TDC Financial Services has various plans that will allow you to go for your goals. Choose from the Accumulator Plus, Investment Starter Plan, and Fixed Deposit. Ready to go for your goals? Visit us at TDC Financial Services, where money is made easy.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know, we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's you on the go. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, youth on the go. Let's start the show. Let's go.
When VON vibrates, the whole Caribbean must shake.
8:60 a.m. The Powerhouse.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children
morning and welcome to another edition of the ECCB Children's Connection Program. I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton, and with me today I have a co-host for today,
Zahnela Claxton.
All right, and we are happy to be back with you today for another ECCB Children's Connection program. Of course, we know that ECCB is celebrating its 40th anniversary this year, and each month we have a spotlight, and today in our ECCB at 40 spotlight we will focus on Sir Arthur Lewis. Let's take a quick break, and when we get back we will look at the ECCB at 40 spotlight and today's lesson.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, and so boys and girls, it's time for the ECCB at 40 spotlight. Today in the 6th ECCB at 40 spotlight we focus on Sir Arthur Lewis. Kayla, please tell our listening friends about Sir Arthur Lewis.
Sir William Arthur Lewis was a national of St. Lucia whose parents were from Antigua and Barbuda. Born in St. Lucia on January 23, 1915, he won the Island Scholarship at the age of 17. From 1934 to 1937, Arthur Lewis was a student at the London School of Economics and Political Science, from which he graduated with first-class honors. Sir Arthur Lewis married Gladys, a Grenadian, in 1947, with whom he had 2 daughters, Elizabeth and Barbara. In 1948, at the age of 33, he was made a full professor at the University of Manchester in England. During his career, Sir Arthur Lewis worked for the government of Ghana in the United Nations and the University of the West Indies. He set up the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, and served as the first president from 1970 to 1973. Sir Arthur Lewis taught at the Princeton University in the United States for 20 years and was the university's first black full-time professor. He died on June 15, 1991, at the age of 76. Sir Arthur Lewis's images appears on the $100 note of the EC currency.
All right, and so that, listening friends, was a bit about Sir Arthur Lewis. And so as we continue, we will take a break, and then when we come back we will continue to talk about our lesson for today.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real good living. They linking the children with excellent mentoring.
Alright, so welcome back. We hope that you enjoyed learning about Sir Arthur Lewis. Remember, you will be quizzed on what you just learned, so I hope that you took your notes. Kayla, last month we looked at how banks work. Do you remember some of the things we said about banks?
Yes, I do actually. I remember that People save money at banks, they withdraw and deposit money. Persons also take loans from banks.
All right, and all of those things are true. We learned that a bank is a place where money is stored and borrowed. We also learned that banks make money by charging borrowers interest. And of course, we know that they charge them interest when it comes to persons who take loans, right? So borrowers, those are the ones who get charged interest. But Kayla, did you know that banks also pay us interest when we save our money?
I recently learned that. I heard that the more money you have, the more interest you would gain.
Oh, all right. So that's correct too. So when we save money in a bank each month, they pay us a small amount for keeping our money with them. This is also called interest. The more money we save at the bank, the more interest we earn. Kayla, do you know how people retrieve money that they have saved in the bank?
Well, yes, they would go to the bank and they fill out a withdrawal form, and they would go to the bank teller, give them the form, and the bank teller would give them the amount that they would like to withdraw.
So they wouldn't give them how much ever
Is on
they
the
feel like giving?
No, they will give the amount that the person filled out on the form.
All right. Okay. And so people have access to the money that they save by going into the bank, like you said, and the bank teller would help them. A bank teller is someone who works at the bank and is one of the first persons you generally interact with when you get to the bank. Another way that people retrieve their money saved at a bank is by using the automatic teller machine or ATM. Have you ever visited an ATM?
I can't even keep track anymore. I have gone so many times.
All right, so that's yes, you visited. And do you remember how the machine works?
Of course. So first, when you enter the ATM, you would put your debit card into the little slot they have, and then you put in your PIN and choose the service you would like to use. Like, for example, if you're going to withdraw money, you would click withdraw and then simply choose the amount that you would like to take from your account.
All right, wonderful. And so the ATM allows users to deposit into their savings or checking account. A deposit is money that you add to your account. The ATM, like you just said, though, Kayla, allows the user to withdraw money from their account as well. A withdrawal is money you remove from your account. Using the ATM is very convenient, as people do not have to stand in those long lines inside the bank. Kayla, we spoke about bank teller earlier. Can you name any other positions or persons who work in a bank?
Apart from the bank tellers, I know there are accountants, auditors, bookkeepers, and analysts.
All right. So, besides the bank teller, there are also other employees at the bank. And the first one, when you usually walk into a bank that you meet, is usually a security officer. That person helps to keep the bank safe. We also have bank managers, loan officers, and of course all of those whom you identified as well. And all of these people coming together help to carry out the bank's various services. Banks provide several important services to its customers, and let's take a look at some of them. Bank accounts. People save their money in a bank in what is called a bank account. There are checking and savings accounts. Saving your money in a bank keeps it safe. Deposits and withdrawals. When someone has an account in a bank, they can add money to it by depositing and take from it by withdrawing. Loans. When people need money, they may go to a bank to borrow. The money they receive from the bank is actually called a loan. Kayla, can you give us a reason why someone may want to go to the bank to take a loan?
Well, there are many reasons, but I think one of the more prominent ones is like when you're purchasing land, you would go because it's so much money, you would go and take a loan from the bank.
That's very true. And so, like you said, there are several reasons why people might go to the bank for a loan, to build or to buy a house, and this is called a mortgage, to go to college, to buy a car. Some people even go if they want a big family vacation and it's a bit more than they can afford. There are other services which are offered at the bank, and some of these services include, and there are so many more, but we're only going to go through a few, listeners and viewers. Credit card services. Credit cards are offered by banks to their customers. The customers use the credit card to purchase items without the use of cash. This is similar to taking a loan from a bank because the money has to be repaid to the bank. That is why we must be very, very careful, listeners and Kayla, when we use credit cards. We must use them responsibly at all times because we have to pay the money back. Wire transfers. An electronic movement of money from one bank account to another bank account. The accounts can be in the same bank or in another bank. They could also be in another country. So if you have a bank account here in Nevis and you have an aunt, for example, in England, she can wire the money from her bank in England to our bank right here on Nevis. Banks work together so that this can get smoothly done using computer systems. Hila, have you ever received US dollars, euros, or British pounds as a gift from a relative or friend?
I think I've only gotten US. I don't think I've received any other foreign currency.
Okay. Well, there's still time. But if you have, and you said yes, definitely you have, then did you have the money changed from US to EC?
I don't think so. I usually save it for when I would travel to the States so I can use it.
All right. But there is something called exchange of foreign currency. And this is another service that banks offer. So sometimes if you get money from overseas, you want to change it out. You want to take it from whatever currency it is to EC so you can spend it here. And foreign currency is what is used by other countries. For example, the US dollar that we just spoke about, the euro, the Barbadian dollar, or the Canadian dollar. If someone has foreign currency such as US dollars, he or she can take it to the bank to exchange for EC currency. On the other hand, if you are traveling for a vacation in Canada, you are required to have Canadian dollars for shopping. You can go to the bank and take your EC dollars and they will change it out for Canadian dollars. Kayla, did you know that banks have to follow special rules so that our money can be safe when we make a deposit?
No, I never heard of that.
Okay, so let's talk a bit about that then. Can you think of one country within the ECCB?
I think Antigua and Barbuda.
All right. So there are special rules that banks need to follow for the protection of our money. The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank is responsible for ensuring that the banks that operate in its member countries follow those rules. So, like Antigua and Barbuda, right? There are actually 8 ECCB member countries. They are Anguilla, Antigua and Barbuda, the Commonwealth of Dominica, Grenada, St. Christopher and Nevis, or we know St. Kitts and Nevis, that's our home here, St. Lucia, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The commercial banks which operate in those countries are supervised by the ECCB. We have learned a lot about banks and how they operate in this lesson, and last month's lesson as well. Let's summarize what we learned. 1. Banks keep our money safe in our checking and savings accounts and pay us interest on our savings. 2. Banks offer various services such as loans, credit cards, wire transfers, foreign exchange, and ATM services. 3. They lend us money when we need it. 4. Banks have rules they must follow to keep our money safe. and the ECCB ensures that banks follow those rules. It is important to mention that without a good banking system, the economy of a country will collapse. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we will have the call-in segment where we hope to hear from our listeners.
Connecting the children of our EC region with good information and excellent mentoring. They started us early and making it easy to manage our money and make a real living. They're linking the children with excellent mentoring.
All right, welcome back, everyone, and let's see if our friends remember, Kayla, what we learned today about banks. We shared some really good information about banks, and we hope that our friends remember. We're also hoping that they're not in bed because it's raining outside and they're thinking that they're not going to get up early today. Remember that the questions will also include the spotlight on Sir Arthur Lewis, and so we ask you to call us at 469-1616, 469-1700 for a chance to win some fun prizes, and some surprises will come about you as well. All you have to do is to be the first one to answer one of the questions correctly. Kayla will read each question twice. We have 5 questions. We'll read each question 2 times, and then when you call in, listeners, you will say which question you are responding to, and we will go from there. So Kayla, go ahead and read the questions for us.
All right, let's begin. Number 1. Which country was Sir Arthur Lewis from? Which country was Sir Arthur Lewis from?
Oh, we have a call already. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
All right. Which country was Sir Arthur Lewis from?
St. Lucia.
St. Lucia. What's your name?
Kelvin Library.
I didn't get your name.
Kelvin Library.
Congratulations, Calvin Libert. So you are the winner of a prize. Great job.
Thank you.
All right, so that was Kelvin Libert, and he won the prize, the first prize. Kayla, repeat the questions so everybody can hear, and then we'll tell him the answer because Kelvin got it already.
Okay. What country was Sir Arthur Lewis from? He was from St. Lucia.
Wonderful. Let's keep going. Question 2.
A blank, allows you to transfer money from your account to another bank account. So, what allows you to transfer money from your account to another bank account?
All right, go ahead. Question 3. While we're waiting for another caller, remember 469-1616, 469-1700. Keep going. Question 3.
What allows you to transfer money from your account to another bank account?
All right, next one.
True or false? Banks can exchange one currency for another. For example, changing EC currency to US currency.
All
True
right.
or false?
Okay, read that one again, the true and false question.
Banks can exchange one currency for another. For example, changing EC currency to US currency.
Okay, so we have 2 more questions in the loop, and we have a caller. Good morning. Turn your radio down and listen to the phone. Good morning.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Which question do you want to answer? Question 2 or question 3?
Question 2.
Go ahead. Okay, Kayla, read question 2 and then we'll get the answer.
What allows you to transfer money from your account to another bank account?
A wire transfer.
Good job.
What's your name?
Vivancia.
Say your name again.
Vivancia.
Devancia Brown.
Yes.
All right, Devancia. Congratulations. You are super smart. You did a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's keep going. Read question 3 again, and let's move on to question 4. And callers, keep calling because you're on a roll today.
True or false? Banks can exchange one currency for another. For example, changing easy currency to US currency. True or false? Number 4. Which institution makes sure that banks in its member countries follow special rules to keep our money safe? Which institution makes sure that banks in its member countries follow special rules to keep our money safe? And lastly, number 5, true or false? A deposit is when you take money from your account at a bank. A deposit is when you take money from your account at a bank.
Kayla, we have a caller. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, which question do you want to answer?
3.
Question 3.
Banks can, true or false? Banks can exchange one currency for another. For example, changing easy currency to US currency. Is it true or false?
True. True.
Good. Alright, you're correct.
What's your name?
Ariel Chapman.
Ariel Chapman. All right, Ariel Chapman, do you go to EPPS?
Thank you.
Ariel? Ariel,
Yes.
are you a student at EPPS? What school do you go to?
EPPS.
All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
All right,
Let's go again.
okay, we have another caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Which question do you want to answer?
Number 3.
We had number 3 already. Do you want to try 4 or 5? Okay, we can listen to the phone. We'll read question 5 for you, and you'll tell us if it's true or false. You call back? Okay. All right. Okay, so Kayla, we have another caller. Sorry. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, which question do you want to answer?
4 or
Number
5?
2.
We have 4 or 5 available.
No, 4.
Number 4. Go ahead,
Okay.
Kayla.
Which institution makes sure that banks in its member countries follow special rules to keep our money safe?
What did you say again?
Which institution makes sure that banks in its member countries follow special rules to keep our money safe?
Do you need some more time? Do you need to call back?
But wait, can I answer the other question that this child got wrong?
Nobody got one wrong yet, but we didn't get to the
Oh,
answer
okay.
for number 5. You want to try number 5?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, that's a true and false.
Okay, so true or false? A deposit is when you take money from your account at the bank. Is it true or is it false?
What did you say again? I can't hear you properly.
A deposit is when you take money from your account at a bank. Is it true or false?
False.
Alright, correct.
What's your name?
Zayden Bartlett.
Jaden?
Zayden.
Zayden. Spell it for me, Zayden.
Xhaiden.
Okay, Shaiden. Bartlett?
X.
X. Oh, X, Zayden. Okay. And Bartlett?
Yes.
And what school do you attend, Zayden? What school do you go to?
Charlestown Primary.
Okay. Awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. Okay, Kayla, we have to go and meet our friend Oliver. Unfortunately, we can't have any more until we're through that part. But great job, students. But our dear friend Oliver has to fly on in, and we can't miss him.
Howdy, boys and girls. Welcome back to Oliver's Tree, where you will find wisdom to be all you can be. Today's wise word is cleanliness, which is the habit of keeping oneself and the environment free from all forms of impurities like dust, pollution, and more. Now, this is a very important practice that should be followed by all individuals to maintain good health and well-being. Let me share a song with you that I learned in Owl Preschool. It goes like this. Clean up, everybody do your share. Clean up, everybody everywhere. Now back to your host.
All right, so today we had a very interesting value lesson to share with you. And Kayla, have you ever heard the saying cleanliness is next to godliness?
No, that's very new to me.
Oh, wow. Okay, well, that is a very popular saying. And it is also a wise saying that tells us how important cleanliness is to our everyday lives. So, Kayla, how do you help with keeping your home and surroundings clean?
Clean up when it's necessary. When I see if something falls on the ground, pick it up, never leave anything.
All right, awesome. And so cleanliness is the habit of keeping yourself and surroundings clean. It is a very good habit that we should all practice. The first step to a healthy body is to maintain cleanliness. Kayla, can you tell us some ways that persons can keep their bodies clean?
Wash your hands before meals and after meals. Brush your teeth when you wake up in the morning, after you have lunch, and before you go to sleep. And always take baths or showers.
All right. So good. So keeping your body clean is actually called good personal hygiene. There's a name for it. Good personal hygiene includes washing your body properly when taking a shower, brushing your teeth after every meal and before going to bed, having clean finger and toenails, and washing and combing your hair regularly. You also have to ensure that your surroundings are clean, making sure that your room is always clean and tidy. This will help you to stay disciplined and organized at all times. Even at school, great importance is given to keeping the classrooms clean. Your teachers normally ask you to help with tidying up the classroom before you leave school each day. Kayla, how can we help to keep our country clean?
We can volunteer in our communities to do like beach cleanups, clean up the sides of the roads because those are normally messy, the sidewalks. Different ways that you can help. You volunteer in your community, and so you can always help your community.
Wonderful. So keeping our community and the entire country clean is also up to all of us. One of the main things that we can do is to avoid littering and encourage others to do the same. Do not litter. We must all make an effort to maintain cleanliness since it has a major impact on our society and communities. Keeping our surroundings clean is also very important in protecting us from harmful diseases, since the disposal of garbage and other waste matter in rivers and the ocean can cause diseases. It is therefore a good habit to maintain cleanliness. And before we wrap up, I want to just say a special good morning to Ajerne. I know it's rainy out there, and I hope you're keeping warm. Ajerne is also usually here with us for our ECCB Children's Connection program. And I want to say thank you very much to Kayla for coming in this morning and for helping to co-host today's program. We have come to the end of another ECCB Children's Connection program, and we're so happy that you all joined us today. We learned a lot about how banks work and the importance of practicing cleanliness. So until we meet again, I'm your host, Zahnela Claxton.
And I am your co-host, Kayla Claxton.
Let's talk again soon, but until then, practice cleanliness and stay connected.